Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com and welcome to another episode of Watch and Learn. It certainly has been a while since I filmed one of these. I've been busy with the Your Watch Your Way thing, Basel World, vacations, all that stuff. So I haven't really done too much with the Watch and Learn, but I'm back today and I'm going to be installing a new bezel insert into a Seiko. So I've got my single dome 009 that I put the crystal on a while ago and the upgraded bracelet. And I'm going to upgrade the insert to a ceramic one. It's a sample that I have lying around here. It's not a sample I'm going to be selling because it's a 24-hour GMT insert, which to me makes no sense on a 12-hour watch. But I thought I'd do it, and I can explain the process to you, and maybe we can all learn something about it. So it will be on one wrist when I'm done, and on the other wrist is, of course, my other modified Seiko with a ceramic insert. So let's get over and check it out. So here we go. I've got my 009 with its stock insert. This had an upgraded crystal, a single dome sapphire, an upgraded bracelet. I never did the hand on this one, but I'm going to upgrade the insert today to ceramic. It's a two-tone, red and blue, kind of your Pepsi insert. It is 24-hour, and as I said, 24-hour to me makes no sense on a watch lacking a 24-hour hand, but I have it. It'll make a good watch and learn, so we'll do it. So I have the insert, piece of tape, double-sided tape. Got some other implements I may or may not use, tweezers, a knife, and a wooden stick that I'll probably use to put the insert on. Anyway, so there's a lot of ways to go about this. You may, I guess we'll back up. So the bezel is snapped onto the watch, and the insert is usually glued onto the bezel. In some watches, the insert is actually just held on with pressure, but it's usually held on with some kind of adhesive. A lot of times it's like a tape-style adhesive, but if the person before you or the company used an epoxy or a CA glue or something, you're going to have a hell of a time removing the insert. Generally, or sometimes, if you will, you may be able to sneak an X-Acto knife in around the edge or the inner edge and start prying it up. And remove it, and then you can continue with the cleaning and the installation of the new one. But generally, it is easier to just pop the bezel off, remove it from the watch, and do everything without it being attached to the watch. So you've seen me do this before. You want to take a knife, some kind of a case back knife, and there are also expensive dedicated tools for this, but almost everybody does this. And you're going to insert it between the case and the bezel. You're going to push, and then you're going to work it around, and eventually the bezel will pop off. I will try to do it and keep it all on camera. If I can't, the next scene you'll see will be the bezel off the watch, but I'm going to put it in here. I flipped the watch over because I actually found a spot where the knife went in pretty easily. So it was right over here. There it goes. So the knife just went in. And you basically just going to work it around and kind of prying, and eventually you'll be able to pop the bezel off. Oops. You'll be able to pop the bezel off, and hopefully you don't damage the watch too much. You can tape the lug and do some other stuff to it to try to prevent it from happening, but there we go. And do too bad to the lug. So we're going to take that off. Keep in mind there will be a spring that's on here, a leaf spring. You've seen me address that spring in other videos. Don't lose that. The watch, we did not compromise any water resistance at this point. The bezel does nothing for water resistance. In fact, everything we're doing in this video will do nothing for water resistance. So put the watch aside, and here's the bezel, and then the insert's peeking through right here. It's that black thing. Let's see. Let's zoom in a bit. So it's this piece. Sorry, hold the knife right there. That's the tip of the inside edge of the insert. This is a black O-ring here that goes inside the bezel. Sometimes you'll lube this if the bezel is stiff on you, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically just pry this off. And again, I may be able to do it on camera, I may not. It's not the easiest thing to do all this stuff while you're looking through a viewfinder, but sometimes a little heat with a heat gun might help you, and sometimes just a little bit of old-fashioned, there we go, old-fashioned elbow grease, and we're going to work it around. I guess I shouldn't have put it down yet. Here we go. Zoom out a bit. Oops. This is really live TV, huh? Let's see, we got it enough yet? Usually you can get it to the point where if you're not salvaging the insert, which I'm not, I really don't care. I'm just going to rip it off. And here's the bezel. You notice the pip from the insert, the loom pip, stuck to the bezel. Happens a lot. Nothing to be worried about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this up. This I'm not going to show on camera. You can use mineral spirits, paint thinner, rubbing alcohol, Goo Gone, and a razor blade and some elbow grease, Scotch Brite pad, whatever you want. You want to get this down to bare metal. So I will do that, and I'll be right back. A little cinema magic, and it's all clean. I used a material called Goo Gone. It's like all natural. It's made with, smells like oranges. I guess it's made with citric acid. And a razor blade, and just cleaned the entire inner surface. So you'll see that our new insert will fit right in. Perfect. So you put the insert on, that's it? No, you have to put the insert, the bezel, back on the watch. And that's where all the alignment comes in and making sure it's perfect. And that's probably the most difficult thing to do. So you want to take the bezel, pop it back onto the watch. If you can't do it with your fingers, which I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do, you can either use a press or you can put it face down on the table, the floor, and put your knee into the back. But let's see, I cannot do it with my hands. So I do have a press. I'll press it on. 1 second. You'll press it on, and so now the bezel turns. So now comes the whole alignment thing. So this is, you know, if you want it to be good, you got to take your time and do it right. So you just turn it and make sure it's counterclockwise, locked against a tooth, so that it's not going to back rotate on you. And we're going to put it aside. Take the insert, apply the adhesive to it. It's double stick adhesive. And then we're going to very slowly and gently put it on the watch. So I'm going to deglove for this because the tape's going to stick to everything. Peel the tape off, put it on the insert, peel off the release on the tape, and then put the insert on the watch. I'm going to hopefully do this correctly and not ruin the tape because it is very thin. So I had to cut a little piece off because it didn't fit perfectly, but that's fine. I've put inserts on with a drop of glue here and a drop of glue here, and that works perfectly. So we're going to peel it off, and we're going to put it onto the watch very, very carefully. So how do we do that? Well, you can do it with your eyeballs, and that will usually work. And I said, guys, I'm going to try to do it. I know the tape. If you're going to watch this, I know the tape is sticking out a little bit here. Again, I'm trying to do my best. I'll push it aside a bit. Again, it's very difficult to do looking through a camera, but I will. You can use tweezers. You can use, I had the wooden stick out. Sometimes you can use the wooden stick and try to hold it from above, like the similar way I would put a seconds hand on a watch. But once we have it kind of lined up, I think we're sort of there. And then we can just press it into place. It's really socking home. Something I didn't mention before is that this is a sloped insert, so it's a little thicker in the middle than it is on the edge. Again, it was a sample. Generally my inserts are flat, but there it is. How does that look? Let's do this, right? Because this is what we all came here for. That were pretty sharp. I mean, again, besides the fact that it's a 24-hour, rotating bezel with 12-hour watch, I think it looks pretty sharp. Really nice. And again, it's ceramic, so it's scratch proof. It just looks so much better than, let's see, crummy aluminum. So anyway, I think that's about it. This has been Mark from LongIslandWatch.com, showing you how to change the insert on your watch. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below, and I will be sure to address them as soon as I can. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.